welcome to Live with Lynn. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. I'm Lynn Huber, and thanks for being here with me today. So today we're going to talk about how to set up any micro habit for success. You know, I'm a firm believer that when you get comfortable, you start to die. I mean, if you aren't doing things to make yourself better, then you're slowly getting worse. We constantly have to grow and improve ourselves. And so because of that, I'm a strong believer of micro habits. So what is a micro habit, you ask? Well, a micro habit is an action that requires minimal motivation or effort to complete. So the idea is that over time, that micro habit will slowly build on top of itself and result in something significant. So for instance, let's say that you are not a reader and you want to develop that habit to read. So you can set a micro habit of reading one page every night before you go to bed. Just one page. That's it. That's a micro habit because it's small, right? Anyone can read a single page in a book no matter what. I mean, you could read before bed every single night, right? Just one page. You can do that. It takes what, a couple minutes? What you'll find is that the reading of the book isn't what's important, but rather it's the forming the habit. So it's nearly impossible to make an excuse to not read for 1 minute, for one page before you go to bed, right? And so thus, if you continually work at it, that habit begins to form. And over time, then you might find yourself reading for 30 minutes or more every night. So you develop that micro habit, and then it developed into something else, right? Sorry. Micro habits are so small that they feel like they should sort of succeed automatically. That's what makes them so frustrating when, for whatever reason, they don't. And so the good news is you can set up any micro habit for success with just 3 simple steps. So number 1, focus on one micro habit at a time. Because they're so small, it's easy to think you can create a whole slew of them to fix whatever's going on in your life all at once, right? After all, they're just tiny little changes, right? But the problem is that even small changes can add up, especially when you have a whole big long list of them. So rather than get caught trying to remake yourself completely, pick just one micro habit to establish, and then don't allow yourself to pick another one until the first one is already well established, and just grow from that. You can just get one micro habit down and then grow another one and then grow another one, right? Number 2, link the new micro habit to one that's already in place. So to do this, look at what you're trying to establish and see if there's another habit you have already in place that you can link it to. So for example, let's say you want to start flossing your teeth, right? Well, you could connect it to the already established habit of brushing your teeth. And then the act of brushing your teeth will become a trigger for that new micro habit of flossing. And so that makes it easier to remember to do it, right? Now, sometimes you might have to get a little creative to do that. I mean, if you're not sure what to connect it with, ask yourself questions such as, like, what time of day do you want to perform this micro habit? Or is there something else I do at that time every day that I can maybe link it to? It doesn't necessarily even have to be related, just something that you can link it so that it triggers. So is this micro habit already something, is it somehow related to something I'm already doing regularly? Can I somehow link it to something entirely different, but still see some alignment in my mind? So think about those things and find something to link it to. It makes it easier to remember to do it. And then number 3, set it in stone, or at least put the micro habit on your schedule. So even if you have a small little habit such as drinking more water, you can establish it more easily, or start the habit more easily simply by setting a timer on your phone to remind you to drink every hour, right? Sometimes just that, or use your calendar or a timer on your phone, or a Post-it note on a physical calendar, or a note on your desk, or whatever. Sometimes those things can remind yourself that you have to set aside time just for that micro habit. And that's just getting it started, because once you get it started and once you get it going, it will become automatic like any other habit. That's the nature of habits. It's the beauty of habits, right? So really, the beauty of micro habits is that they're so small, you can't say no to them or make an excuse not to follow through with them. As humans, we often overestimate what we think we can accomplish. And then we give up the moment reality sets in and life gets complicated. And so micro habits are all about preventing you from giving up something due to it being too hard, right? So when you practice them consistently, you can do something without even thinking about it. We already have habits we do. We get out of bed, we take a shower, whatever. Whenever we do that, we brush our teeth. It's all part of our routine whenever we do that. I mean, I do it the minute I get out of bed. I know not everybody else does, but it's that you've already developed those habits. So micro habits are just little tiny habits you can add to what you're already doing. And there's thousands and thousands of little micro habits you can do. But like I said, start with one and get that down and then do another one. So just some examples of micro habits that you've probably already ingrained in your daily life. Like I already said, brushing the teeth, taking a shower, maybe your morning cup of coffee. I mean, I know that for me, it's not just morning, it's all day coffee, but that's a habit, right? So with these small steps, any micro habit can be easily set up for success. If you're still flagging after all this, then maybe think about a small reward you can use to encourage yourself to perform this particular micro habit. Or if you're really struggling with it, maybe you should reevaluate whether this micro habit is something you really want to do. Because if you want to do it, you'll make it happen, right? And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. There's no judgment here, but maybe find out why you don't want to do it. And if it's important to you, then you've got to have a little conversation in your mind about it, right? Because if it's something you want to do, I think you can absolutely do it. But some of these steps will help you. If you're struggling, especially, it will help you to make that habit, set that habit and get it going. And, if it has to be a reward that you can give yourself, that's fine too, to get that particular micro habit going. Sometimes every little bit helps. So, hey, what about you? What kind of micro habits have you incorporated in your life? I would love to hear. Get down below and share with me in the comments what kind of habits you've incorporated in your life and how they've made a difference. I would love to hear from you. Anyway, hey, thanks for being here today. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.